Howard Kurtz with today's Spin Cycle, and there was absolutely no question who won the spin wars this week, and that is Barack Obama, with a dazzling display of the powers of incumbency as he took that victory lap on the surprise trip to Afghanistan, controlled the campaign narrative, reminded the world that he had given the order to capture or kill Osama bin Laden 1 year ago. Now, maybe it was a bit over the top for the Obama campaign to run that ad suggesting that Mitt Romney would not have made the same decision. Maybe it was a little bit too calculated for the president to show up in Kabul to sign the agreement with Hamid Karzai on the very day of the 1 year anniversary of the demise of Osama. But in politics, what matters is pictures. What we saw in the last 24 hours with the image of a commander-in-chief plunging into a crowd filled with grateful troops at Bagram Air Force Base, addressing the nation on national television, talking about a plan to end the increasingly unpopular war in Afghanistan. Of course, this does remind people that we are still in Afghanistan, that we still have 90,000 American troops there. A lot of people unhappy with that. But in terms of what the Obama campaign did to take the fight to Mitt Romney, it emphasized the president's foreign policy credentials, taking the focus, for, at least for this week, off of the economy. It put Romney in a bit of a box because Romney had tried to, I guess I would say, minimize the president's decision of 1 year ago by saying even Jimmy Carter would have made the same decision. Romney seemed to back off that in the next 24 hours, perhaps realizing that continuing to have this argument was simply keeping the media spotlight on the very question of the successful raid against Osama in Pakistan 1 year ago. And then all of the hypocrisy and the carping by some of those on the right who had absolutely no problem with George Bush putting on a flight suit, landing on an aircraft carrier just a couple of months into the Iraq War, mission accomplished banner. He was able to take credit for what he did. Didn't turn out so well, as we all recall. So people who had no problem with Bush doing that, suddenly whining about Obama was exploiting the situation by taking credit and injecting into the campaign one of his foreign policy successes. I don't think most people are buying that. I also don't think this is going to end up being the issue on which the election turns. But in terms of the way that the media have covered this, the granting of an exclusive interview with Brian Williams in the Situation Room to keep this story alive for yet another news cycle, you'd have to say Barack Obama, the big winner for today's Spin Cycle. I'm Howard Kurtz.